autumn trees.
This is, on one hand,
I am presently one more shift away from having left my current workplace and onto a world of uncertainty and trying to find a new workplace, although I do have at least one interview lined up for the day after I leave. If I can get there on time. It is a little bit far out and I've got to get there by midday to an interview, so see how that goes. And now I've got to sort my car out. The place I am interviewing for is quite a nice place, but it's just quite far away. It's in my county, but it's quite far away. So it's a bad choice location wise. Less hours as well, so I would have to try and find a second job anyway to have with it. And I hope they'll be open to that. If they even accept me, they might not fucking accept me. I'm just annoyed and saddened that this has happened, leaving this workplace, but whatever. I just hope I'll be able to keep finding work, especially with this digital ID bollocks that the communists who currently run our country are bringing in. Now, I don't know if you can see, but guys, I have to boost maybe I have to boost the lighting, but on the day of my interview. Now, my interview is at 12 o'clock noon midday, but it is 6:06 a.m. and I've had to get up now because, well, my brothers in the domestic abuse probably never know what they're going to do in the corridor. You never know when they're going to go to the shower or toilet either. They threaten attacks and things, all sorts of things like that when they get up, which is whenever between, say, 7:30 to 9:30, and I would have had to leave the house. Let's say the journey from here, I don't know whether it is or not, is 2 hours long. So 2 hours long from 12 o'clock, you have to leave the house at 10 a.m. Showers take about 30 minutes. You have to get up and shower at 9:30 a.m. That puts me squarely in the place where the boys are randomly at any time during that period getting up and showering and being bullies in the corridor. So the best thing to do really is to get up before that period where they're just randomly getting up before 7:30. It's like, why not just get up at 5 a.m. I guess. I'm up to get to an interview that's at 12 midday, and now I've got like 6 hours just in the car. At least I'm not stressed here, but it's not as comfortable as my bed. Gonna do some nonsense for I don't know how, like 4 hours doing some nonsense around here. I know there's a podcast I could watch, and then hopefully 2 hours driving from here.
These guys always go live and they'll like just pipe somebody in. I go, maybe I should just be that guy for Steel Toe, and I'll just go, hey, it's my buddy Steel Toe, and I just show up.
I have just been given a job offer. The guy I talked to is a good bloke though, and I've got an induction. Interesting. I'll get started on that job, see what it's like, and then potentially add another smaller job to that. All those days I've set a base shift so they could add more, I assume. We will see if we can get more from them, and if we can't, we'll get a smaller job on the side on other days of the week. That is interesting. So so that's in 7 days. Cool. Got a bit of break before I begin. A little bit about my situation. I left my previous business the other day, which was like a little mini supermarket, corner shop sort of business. And I've stated the reasons here on the second channel, why it had to be done. And yeah, I've finished my 4-week notice period the other day. So yeah, a little bit of paranoia is hitting me because there are cars passing in front and stuff. So I probably can't think as clearly as I would like to on the subject. So I'll just keep it brief. And I had a positive interview straight after I finished with another business, which is a fair drive away. It takes maybe a little bit over an hour to get to on the average day, I'd say. And the interviewer was nice. He seemed very positive. I'm gonna get a call back on Monday anyway. They could still say no, but yeah, similar sort of job, but a lot more spacious, a different kind of retail job, and I think slightly higher hours, but still not enough to be considered full-time, and so I might get a second job to go with it, like a smaller job. I'll have to see. Smaller, closer job for less time to complement this larger job in a large place, which is giving me a bunch of hours. Or he seems like he's going to give me a bunch of hours. He might have just been like schmoozing me or something, like leading me on to believe that it might be successful when it might not be. So we'll find out anyway. And that's where I'm at now. I'm seems like I'm on a very, very short stretch between jobs, but it'd be good. I mean, it'd be good to be off for a few days because I've been working on for quite a while at this business that got annoying. But at the same time, it'd be good to jump on to the next job straight away in some ways, because then my money's not going to go through any period of prolonged dipping, and I can still know that I'm receiving money and I'm going up. Because it would be awful if I left the previous business and then kept asking at places but never got an interview or never got considered for a job for like months and months and months, because then my money goes up, leave job, money goes down, money goes down, money goes down, and I've got a car to think about amongst other things, like trying to save for a flat. So yeah, see how it goes. That's where I am at the moment. I'm not going into detail on it because, I mean, I've just driven up on the moor to watch a sunset, but there's lots of cars going back and forth, and for some reason that's playing with my paranoia a little bit, meaning I can't quite think about deeper things to say about it, because every now and then you get a pair of eyeballs zooming around. That's a video that I'm going to do at some point. How cars are eyeballs. I mean, they're looking at you like human eyes on wheels. Yeah, anyway. Change of clothes. New vlog. While I'm waiting for my coolant, my car to cool down so I can pour some coolant rather, try and talk about life vlog update stuff. I have now left my previous workplace. I reached the end of my notice period and worked my last day. So that is over with. I have a few days leeway until I have an induction for supposedly my new job, which is a fair ways out, longer than an hour journey, whereas my previous workplace was like 45 minutes to 1 hour. This is more like 1 hour to 1 hour 30, depends on the traffic really. It gets pretty heavy traffic there. It's taking a while to sunk in that I've left one job and I'm trying for a new job that I don't know what's going to be like, because there's so much happening. There's depressing stuff happening out there in the real world, like Online Safety Act, digital ID bullshit from the government, and fuck off truck. Why are you making such a loud noise? Because you've let a strap be loose on your vehicle and now it's just broadcasting an unearthly message to everyone. Trying again to talk. Oh my god. What was I saying? And my stomach's hurting. My stomach's hurting now as well. Great. It has still not sunk in that I am between two jobs because of all this crap that's going on. Oh yeah, you got that external crap, and me trying to get my citizenship back to get into Canada, although Canada's kind of an authoritarian, horrible place, but so is the UK. So I've got that going on. I've got all these different things going on with my car. I bet if I even slightly contacted the dentist, they'd go, oh, there's a thing that we said like last year that you should have got done, that you should get done now, and pay us money please. And all check up, and if we give you a checkup, that means there'll be a treatment plan immediately following it where we'll do other shit. It's like, no, leave me alone until something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. So I mean, those are the things that cost the most money in my life that I don't want to be spending on or don't want entanglements with, is like the mechanics and the dentists. So I just like, every year, like, I'm spending enormous amounts of money when I get involved with the mechanics or the dentist. To be fair, I didn't know about this dangerous thing, which I think was it the loose bolt under the wheel thing that failed my MOT. I mean, it could be worse. I could be without my car right now. They could have failed the MOT and went like, no, you can't do any fixes. No, you can't do any retakes. Get rid of this thing. And then suddenly I've got a job induction and I've got no way of getting to it. Whereas right now, luckily, the mechanic boss fixed all the big problems and I've been allowed to drive my own car. This bucket of bolts, which feels fine to drive, but apparently has a lot wrong with it. I don't know, man. I hate things like that, where things are absolutely fine, things feel good, things feel like they're working, and then someone comes in and tells you, no, they're not working. They're actually breaking, by the way. I bet there's a part of my body that's like that. If I went to see a doctor, like, do you feel fit? Yeah, I feel fit. Oh, well, you've got something. You've got cancer, or you've got some weird illness with a tropical name. It's like, what? What do you mean? Every day is like, there's nothing that much to complain about at the moment. Body seems okay. Nah, you've got this giant fucking condition. Like, what? I can't feel anything though. Nothing's happening. Like, yeah, but it'll get worse. Pay us money, by the way. Pay us money. And I think that's something to do with it sometimes. Sometimes I just can't get my mind away from thinking that is something to do with it. But maybe it's not. I mean, he pointed out where the bolt was physically to me, and, you know, anything with a loose bolt. At least when I had my big breakdown after I got the car, it was something I could physically see. You'd see the smoke pouring out the front of it. You could see the car was wobbling, moving side to side, not driving properly. You pulled in, the car wouldn't move anymore. I had to push it to a spot, open it up. The AA guy comes, he points out things in the car that you can physically see with your own eyes. I'm like, that's fucked, this is meant to be doing this, it's not doing this, it can no longer do this. It's like, cool, I like seeing that. You can show me, I can see it, it physically affects me when I'm driving. I know something's wrong, and people can show me where it's wrong. I love things like that, whereas I don't like things where, no, everything's good, no, everything's bad, no, everything seems good, no, it's bad. I don't like things like that because it's not tangible, and sometimes people can't even show you what the problem is. They just tell you that there is a problem and you're supposed to believe them because expert or something, and give expert money because he says so, not because he can show you how or that you know anything's happening. Yeah, so that's two different ways of looking at problems, two different kinds of problems that are going wrong in my life. The ones that are obvious and someone knows how to show me how and why, and the ones that are not obvious and you think you're being lied to, and you might be being lied to, and the person who claims to be an expert can't show you how it's wrong and breaking. Anything else in particular going on in my life? Well, my dad's getting older, and yeah, we're not connecting very well, me and my dad, and he's getting older. Like, I'm trying to extend the olive branch and make bridges and try and keep conversation going, but he's like bringing up all these things that make it very difficult to connect with him. And he's nearing the end of his life, and when he goes, you know, there's going to be huge chaos because of the domestic abuse situation. Not sure whether I should. It's autumn, which is nice. I'm enjoying it. The rainy season has vanished. We had a bit of a rainy patch there where it was all rain all the time. It's quite enjoyable in a way. That's like gone for a bit, and it's gone back to being quite warm sometimes, slightly cool other times, windy, dry. Not even that windy, just like dry and either a little bit cold or very warm. So crispy autumn leaf time. More of the trees are changing colour now. The ones that didn't get to do it straight away are changing now, and there are leaves all over the roads. And it's weird and interesting having left my previous business. I suppose I'll be able to talk about it a bit more in some ways, although I haven't really finished talking about the business before that enough. Yeah, it's weird having left that business, and it's not sunk in yet what that means. I didn't really want to leave that business. There were staff who were obviously against me. The boss decided halfway through the game to be against me and not help me with things, and then just take this strange, automatic, interrogative, aggressive tone with me near the end, where she wasn't understanding me and I couldn't get through to her. Fly, get out. Get out. Flies. But day to day, I knew my job, I knew what I was meant to do, I was learning, everything seemed to be going fine. I was getting into a routine where I know what to do and I do it, and we do each day and sort each day out, and it was fine. And I thought that was fine, but she thought it wasn't fine. And I still had things to learn and things to do, and she refused to do them. And there was lots of staff that disliked me, and there was a few staff that liked me, and there was a lot of staff who just get rowdy with you for doing things when they themselves would do those things. They were telling you to do things and they were immune to criticism, whereas you had to be the one who was criticised. And there's a few of us like that who just took the brunt of idiots, high and mighty staff members who took no criticism and allowed no criticism of themselves and never took any blame or punishment for the bad things they did, just attacking staff members like me and the nicer ones who were getting the job done, and they were being like attacked for things that the person who attacked them did themselves. When I say attack, I'm not talking about physical, I'm talking about like it's not even criticism, it's like people just starting shit and lying and trying to guilt people and place the blame and gaslight people who are doing their job pretty well, I think, into thinking they're not doing the job well. Yeah, anyway, a lot of bad shit was going on there near the end that shouldn't have been going on, and I can see the roots of a lot of it. I've explained it in my second channel videos, I think. A lot of it just came to do with, oh, the new guy, I don't like the look and the sound of the new guy, therefore I'm not going to get to know him to begin with. Like half the staff doing that, and then the other half the staff just not being assholes like that and actually trying to get to know me. That's kind of the root of it all, and that just like grew and grew and grew into the mess near the end, where there was lack of trust and aggressiveness and stuff, and I just couldn't continue. I wanted to continue, but I couldn't see a way to practically continue. And so I have to move on earlier than I thought I would. I thought I'd be in that job for like 2 to 5 years. I guess I was in it for 2 years. I'm not sure if I made it to the 2-year mark or not. I don't know how I feel about it in some ways. I thought I would be doing that job for longer. It's quite nice in some ways that I know that the stuff that goes on there, the routines, the happenings, are no longer attached to me. Like, they're still going on, but those guys have to do that stuff without me, and they have to keep doing that stuff, and I don't have to keep doing that stuff. I can move on to become a different creature for a little bit. I kind of like that, the ability to jump between jobs and build up your CV, like do 2 years in one job and 2 years in another job, but less than that is not so good. I don't like doing like a few months or 1 year in one job. I feel like it has to be more than a year each time you work. And there are benefits to getting stuck in a job for years and years and years. Like, I was in my family business for nearly 20 years. Maybe it's time for me to be in businesses for less time and be in more different types of them. Do it like that way, so I can get a feel for all the different types of jobs that are out there that are available to me. And then I just want to get to the point where I'm starting my own business, or I'm doing some kind of thing I originally intended, like a creative sort of business on my own terms, a self-production kind of business that's in my own hands. That'd be ideal. All that's a ways off. I'm still at the get security stage. I'm still at the, I got independence when I got my last job. Got independence from my family. Kind of. No, not fully. Not fully I didn't. I got a great deal of independence that I didn't have before when I had the car and I had a job that wasn't linked to my family. There was independence that came with that, so that felt good. But it's not full independence from my family. I'd like to achieve that, and that takes a lot of money. And after that comes a lot more difficult thing, which is it possible to get independent from government? And there are ways you can do that business-wise where people can get close. People can get quite close to being self-sustainable in that way. Anyway, I'll end the video there. I have to pour some coolant. That's a life update vlog. Thank you for watching. Catch you later, folks. This is probably second channel video.